Welcome back to the It's Time podcast.
I'm Mariah, that bitch is Kaylee, and welcome to the show. Today, cue sad music. It's the last episode for a while. And
By a while, she means 2 weeks.
maybe 3. Let's say 3, 4, maybe a month. To give us some time.
A little time.
And the reason is, I don't even know if I can say it.
It's a tough one.
We're going to Europe! Was that good?
Did you hear that?
Was my acting good?
We're going to Europe!
So, because this is our final episode. So dramatic.
Dun, dun,
It's literally, we're just
dun.
gonna be traveling, and we want to be in the moment and enjoy it, and I think it's good to take a break from things that you do on a weekly basis, you know, to like, you come up with more ideas,
And we're going to come back so excited to tell all the stories.
And like the group as well with Portland Girls, Gays, and Nays, like there's so much to do, and we're kind of like, this is the trip where we're just going to go. It'll benefit us in so many ways for
Be
this in the group as
refreshed.
well. So, and come back and just like go all in. So, but we are going to be filming somewhat while we're there. I don't know if I'm going to call it like a travel vlog, because it might just be like compilations and like catch-ups and maybe some random clips of us talking about maybe some stories. But we will be posting once we get back on our YouTube with like actual videos, and then also we'll come back and do all of our recaps, which honestly are like hour-long episodes.
Oh my God.
At least. Like last time we had to do 2 parts for Italy because there was
And
so much to
both
talk
parts
about.
were so long.
So long. There was just a lot to talk about. So definitely, if you haven't listened to our old travel episodes, go listen to those. They're my favorite episodes personally.
Yeah, they're so good.
They're really fun. And like, we took travel journals last time and like didn't do that well of recapping. So it's nice that we at least have the podcast.
We're gonna stick to it this time though.
At least we have the podcast though from last time, so it's not like gone.
To refresh.
Because of Europe coming up in just a little over a week, which is so insane. I can't even believe it. We are going to react to crazy travel stories on Reddit for this episode, and we're going to do a short one. Our lives are really, really busy right now, so we didn't want to not do an epised for this week. So we thought, rather than do nothing at all, let's do a little baby episode, just something fun and lighthearted. Don't miss us too much when we're gone. And if you're in the group, we're not doing a picnic in July, just to give ourselves some time, and we will come back bigger and better in August. Don't you worry.
Hell yeah. We got big goals when we come back.
Big plans, big goals, big dreams, big gulp.
Big goals, big dreams.
Okay, you go first.
Me first? Should I do the one I laughed at or a different one?
You should do the one that you think that you want to do.
I, Guy, parentheses, was traveling Brazil with 3 girls. We were all in our early 20s. We were at a mansion pool party in Rio de Janeiro with some older expats. They were
what?
Expats?
Bats?
Expats.
Oh.
I don't exactly know what that word
Expat?
means.
It's like a military, right?
Sure. They were in their 40s, I think. That we had met through a series of friends. We each had 2 drinks and proceeded to become blackout drunk off those 2 drinks. We are quite certain that the expats put roofies in them. A very buff girl with rockin' dreadlocks and biceps from nearby was dancing in the same general area as one of the girls in our group. The local girl was far bigger and stronger than anyone in our group, including me. The girls bumped into each other a few times, which escalated to shouting and swearing and eventually a fistfight. Expats started freaking out because their plan to rape us all just went south. Whoa. I ran in and pushed the local girl one way and my friend the other. Next thing I know, some guy is pushing me backwards through the crowd by my collar. Given that we are blackout drunk / roofied at the moment, the next thing I recall is being on the other side of the pool, and the first thing I see there is the local girl staring me down. She stomps over and punches me in the face, and immediately after I am scooped up under my arms by the 2 biggest men in suits who appeared to be security guards, and they literally carry me away like I was a child or something. I was pretty sure I was in for a really bad time, but luckily, on my way out, I see one of the expats that speaks Portuguese. and tell him to come with, which he does. It turns out our whole group is just getting kicked out of the party for fighting. We all disband, lose the expats, and eventually meet back up at the hostel, at which point one girl is so roofied she can't move.
I'm so confused.
We didn't realize until after that night that the expats most likely had malicious intentions with us. The 4 of us ended up returning to the same party the following weekend without the expats because, after all, it was pretty epic. We saw the same girl standing in the same place and just decided to stay far away from her and enjoyed the night.
Why would you go back there?
I know, he's like, after all, it was pretty epic. I don't really know that it matters how epic it
I
is.
don't know about that one. I was on a plane on a long flight in the middle seat of 3
Oh God, I'm scared.
and had to use the bathroom. A disabled man was on the aisle seat, so I told him, "I'll just step over you, no problem." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, of course." So I proceeded to climb over him, but the plane jostled me, and the area was cramped. So I basically had to crawl over him, kind of more contact than either of us were comfortable with. When I came back from the bathroom, he had managed to get help, move out of his seat, and was waiting for me to take my seat, gaze averted. I was kind of embarrassed, but hey, I can't not move for hours.
Oh God. Okay, not getting up to go to the bathroom. Traveling in Italy currently. Yesterday was sitting in a little snack bar by myself, enjoying a glass of wine. In comes a dignified little old gentleman who sits at a table and does the same.
Little old gentleman.
We exchange smiles and I say hi, but he speaks no English. He's wearing a black t-shirt, has a dapper mustache, a little hat, is charming and polite. He reads the paper diligently and treats the waitress with quiet, gentle humor. After 10 minutes, he gets up and slowly leaves. Then, unexpectedly, on the back of his t-shirt is a giant, garish cartoon of a woman's legs and ass in sexy fishnet stockings and red lingerie. And the English words, "Once a leg man, always a leg man."
Oh, wow.
The waitress and I exchange looks and barely hold in our laughter. Once a leg man, always a leg man.
I couldn't figure out how to unlock the front door of my Paris Airbnb from the inside so tragically that my cry for help ended up on the front page. I'm happy to report that I've been free for over a decade now. Wait.
Oh my
I want to know
God.
what ended up on the front page.
I'm going to need a link to the
Yeah,
newspaper.
can we see the photo, please?
One time when I was a young man, a lifetime ago, I moved to Australia for a year. Easily the best year of my life, despite my daily job in a meatpacking plant for a chicken company.
Ew.
I told the boss there I was going solo traveling for 2 weeks and just rode buses down the beautiful eastern coast. I made it down to Melbourne where they drink their beer in tiny glasses and instantly hit it off with 2 Swedish guys in the hostel. We decided to travel together and decided to go down to the Bells Beach, where Point Break famously took place. We made it there and decided Keanu Reeves was full of shit because the waves were less than a foot high. As it was getting dark, we started checking for hostels or inns or a place to stay, and the whole town was completely booked up. So we decided to go to a nightclub and take the first offer since it was raining and cold. Lars was a very attractive, model-esque Swedish guy, so of course he got the first offer and went home with the young, beautiful Australian lady and gave us the thumbs up on the way out. Ule and I were standing around having some beers when 2 young Australian college women came right up to me. "You are American, right?" they asked. Damn, I wish I could do an accent. Shrimp on the barbie.
You're American, right?
Right. Yes. We would like to share you.
Oh.
Ule gave me a giant grin and a thumbs up and whispered, "Take the first offer." So I went with the girls.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. Like, duh.
By then it had stopped raining, so we walked down by the beach and we all started making out passionately.
Woo!
My first threesome. I was afraid of STDs and I didn't know these girls, so it was oral for me and also for Rebecca, who was obviously the most lesbian of the 2.
Okay.
Afterwards, we walked to Rebecca's house. She still lived with her parents. She started getting more bossy at this point, and she said to me, "You take the floor." I laid there and listened to the 2 of them passionately make love until I fell asleep. In the morning, I woke up with a bit of a hangover and the most urgent need to pee. I went to the bathroom and did what we call a Chiefs game piss, where you lean against the wall at halftime and just go and go and go. I heard a deep male voice yelling, "Becca? Is that a man?" "Oh, shit," I said, and I grabbed my shirt and ran out the front door and down the road. I didn't even know where I was going, just kept running away from that crazy house. I kept running until I got downtown where I found Ule and Lars, and we took the bus back to Melbourne.
Wait, how did he find his friends? What the fuck?
For me, that rainy weekend in Southern Australia. How do you find your friends? That's insane.
Honestly, kind of hot.
We want to share you.
Hot. I was on a training course in Bristol. Unfortunately, the rest of my colleagues had been set up in an alternative hotel to me, so I was eating dinner by myself in my hotel restaurant each evening. On this particular evening, I was sitting at the table in their fancy-ish restaurant. Think linen cloths, luxury napkins, and a little table candle. Okay. And there also happened to be a man by himself on a different table. We were sort of sitting facing each other, but across a fairly empty restaurant. It's actually really helpful, the description.
Yeah, it is. I'm picturing it.
Yeah. As I was reading the menu, made in a thick card paper, I kept glancing over at him because I kept getting the feeling he was looking at me too, and he was. So we kept exchanging glances at each other. And don't get me wrong, he's very handsome. But then he gives me a little wave, and I'm now looking straight at him thinking, wow, he must really like me. Is he waving because he likes me too? Does he think he recognizes me? Is he just being friendly? No. This is so good. No, he calls out to me. Miss, your menu is on fire. Unbeknown to me, whilst I had been checking out this guy, I had dropped my hold of the menu, and the top end of it had dipped into the candle and set alight. Set alight?
Oh my god.
At this point, I'm panicking and trying to flap the small fire out. Finally, I get it to that smoldering, smoking stage where it just about had stopped when the waitress came over and asked for my food order. Steak and chips, please, I muttered, whilst passing her half a burnt-out menu. Her face said it all. Redirected my gaze back to the handsome guy. Alas, he was gone.
Oh.
Never did see him again, but hope he got a laugh out of my ditziness.
Oh, no. I would be so mortified. Like, what a story, but I would die. And she didn't even apologize to the waitress. I would have been like, I'm so sorry. Not that you need to apologize. Like, it's a paper menu. I'm sure the waitress thought it was, like, probably funny.
Do you have any other one that you want to throw in, or are we done?
No.
Okay. Well, the next time you see us, we will be... The next time you see us, I don't know.
Next time you see us,
actually, the next time you see us...
Tanner.
Oh. The next time you see us, like, go, if you don't already follow us on TikTok, go do that. Like, what are you doing? So go follow us on TikTok.
What are you doing?
Because we will be posting funny and fun TikToks. Funny and fun.
Funny and fun.
Funny and fun TikToks.
Dynamic duo.
Traveling. So if you want to, like, hang out with us while we're on this little hiatus, that's what you got to do. So
that part. Okay, real quick. One thing you hope happens while we're in Europe.
I feel like this is what you're going to say. I hope we go clubbing all night. And is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
I hope we go clubbing all night and, like, are on the beach when the sun is rising after being out all night, still drunk, and, like, go swimming in the ocean.
Yeah. Wow.
There's, like a lot of things I could say right now, but we're only saying
There's
one.
so many answers.
Okay, but you say one.
I have a lot of
there's
hopes
multiple,
and dreams.
so you can say. You also want that, but what else?
Another thing I hope for. Well, I hope we meet beautiful men.
And maybe a woman.
And women, of course.
Yeah. So, yeah. Stay tuned for all the stuff coming up.
See you on the other side. Adios.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Oh, I have to do the outro, though.
Toodaloo. Oh.
Thank you so much for listening or watching. Thank you so much for watching or listening to the It's Time podcast. I'm Ryan. That is Kaylee. We have new episodes every Wednesday, except for while we're gone in Europe. Au revoir.
Toodaloo. Ooh la la.